You are hearing my voice too much. The next voice you are going to be hearing is the voice of someone that is a multifaceted professional with a passion for solving startup problems and driving innovation. I would like you to know that she is the CEO of Spore Nation Group. You can applaud her now. It's easy to be a CEO. And she's the founder of Nerd Chest. There's a lot to this lady, please, and I'm sure when she comes up on stage, she will let you know more about her. She'll be moderating the panel real quick, and the topic will be fostering entrepreneurship and startup ecosystems. You see the kind of conversations we're having here today, very intentional and intelligent conversations. So please listen and engage. I would like to bring up on stage Lois Adeniji as she pioneers this part of today's event. Is that how much you celebrate greatness? You can do better. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. It's so nice to be here. I would like to appreciate the organizers for this privilege. I'm always super excited when the conversation is about startups because we are the future of the economy, right? So the conversation is going to be super interesting. I would have 3 people join me up on the panel session. But first, how many of us are founders? You're running a business. People don't like to use the founder term because it's Shege Pro Max, yeah? But how many of us are running a business? We're looking forward to starting up our own. I mean, fantastic. So this conversation is one you don't want to miss out on. And the 3 amazing people who are joining me up here, I checked, I'm sort of a stalker. So I checked their LinkedIn page, and I can assure you that these people have a whole lot that we are going to learn from them today. So let me get straight into their bio. I think it's also very important that I list their bio so that we understand that they are not just anyhow persons, and they are going to do justice to the topic that we're discussing today, which is fostering. Is it fostering or fostering? English is hard. Fostering entrepreneurship and startup ecosystem. The first guest that will be joining me up here, a super fantastic person. This person's bio is typically the longest, and that's the person of Adefisoye Adeshola. Before he comes up and before we clap, Adefisoye Adeshola is also known as Mr. Diligent and is a distinct. Please pardon me, English is my second language. He's a distinguished figure in the entrepreneurial landscape, particularly within Nigeria and beyond. His life story is a testament to his unwavering dedication to various entrepreneurial pursuits and his resolute commitment to empowering youth while campaigning against cybercrime. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Adefisoye Adeshola as he comes upstage. Thank you. All right, so our second guest up is Mr. or Miss Tosin Sonny. Oluwatosin is a project management professional and youth development advocate with over 5 years experience in tech, communication, sustainability, and social development sector. He has earned a bachelor's degree in industrial technology education from the Federal University of Technology, Minna, Nigeria. And over the past 5 years, Mr. Oluwatosin has managed several corporate social responsibility projects for various organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Mr. Tosin Sonny. All right, so moving quickly to our third guest, that is Mr. Olabode Olusegun. He is a and exceptional sales influencer, nice. Business leader, business coach, and mentor with over 15 years rich experience spearheading business operations, product development, driving growth, building partnerships, and researching into new emerging markets by driving sales and increasing revenue for organizations of all sizes. Please let's put our hands together for Mr. Olabode. Mr. Olabode. Please, can someone help confirm if Mr. Olabode is around? All right, so looks like it's just the three of us. Hi. Okay, I think we have. So I think we should start with the very obvious question before we get into, very serious thing. How are you doing today?
Good.
Please, not just good, fine. No, it's too generic.
I am diligently awesome.
Oh, great. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic, and I like the energy in the room.
Oh, they said the energy is good. All right, so let's get straight into the question. All right, so I'm particularly very, at the stage where Nigeria is at the moment, we can't, leave out conversations around how startups become sustainable and keep existing, because look at our economy, right? So my first question is like an opener. What is the most pressing challenges and most promising opportunities entrepreneurs or startups in Lagos are currently facing? Because I think Lagos is different from everywhere. Who's going first? There's no ladies first, so yeah. Yes. Yes.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So, if you're talking about challenges as a startup, the first thing we always look at is the financial aspects. There is always this issue that when a startup comes, they will tell you they don't have money. There's no money to establish business, this and that. But if, as an experienced entrepreneur, and I'm practicing entrepreneur, I am presently the president of Nigerian Entrepreneurship Youth Initiative. And what we do tell entrepreneurs or startups is that firstly, a lot of entrepreneurs does not need money first. I know some people will argue with me on this. A lot of people, even after giving you this money, they don't, as an entrepreneur, you don't know anything that is called business plan. You don't know what is called feasibility study. You don't know what is called, you don't have your aims and objective. Everything you are just all about is just the money. And by the time you have been given this money, you will not know how to manage it. So let me just, I'll still some other questions, but I just need to quickly touch that. Basically, we complain about startup capital, firstly. Then, what was the next question? You asked another question.
The most pressing challenges and the most promising opportunities.
Yeah, the most promising opportunities, presently, I am not defending the present government because I am not in any political party. But I need to tell you this, that I think the appointees, or what will I say, people that they are appointing presently, they are looking into what startups really needs. What we really need as startup or as entrepreneurs is information. Information is power. Presently, if we have what we call SMIDAN. SMIDAN, SMIDAN don't give out money. They don't even partners with. But now, the new DG, this is a trending information. They just approved like 200 billion or something like that for startup. The link is outside. It just came out maybe 3 days ago, where they partner with Sterling Bank and giving opportunities to start up. All these things is just for you to go online. And when I went through it, I was like, the registration is very, very simple. No collateral, no, you understand? In as much they have your NIN, your BVN, they can get you. So what we need is information. In that aspect, we should be able to utilize our smartphones. As a startup, you should be able to check the internet every day. What are the trending informations or what are the trending opportunities in that niche of business that you want to start up? So, like I said now, in the aspect of helping young entrepreneurs or startups, SMIDAN, in fact, in the aspect of that, apart from that, do we all know that SMIDAN certificate is available for startups? Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that. And it is free of charge. If you don't even have money for CAC presently, you can always go for SMIDAN, which will even give you more opportunity. And it has the federal government's, approval. So we need information. And I think that is more reason we have come together as startup. And I think I've given a piece of information here now. Thank you. That's my contribution.
Is someone clapping for him, please? All right, so the same question to you.
Okay, so I like that you mentioned the part about finance, and they also mentioned the part about SMEDAN. So I'll come back to the finance part later. The critical area for me where I feel a lot of businesses or startups have challenges, we already mentioned finance, which if we ask everyone here today, that's like what's the challenge of everyone. But an angle I want to take it from is structure. Number one is structure for me. And when I say structure, I don't want to call it corporate governance. I would say governance structure. So when we say structure, a lot of people want to run businesses and don't want to be accountable to anybody. So they just want to make profit from the business and spend the money the way they like. So even when you tell them that, oh, I want to invest in your business, can I see your books and all of those things, you find out that even though they've been running the business, but the business is just existing, but there is really nothing that is happening in the business. So a critical area that a number of businesses have challenges is in terms of putting structures in place. And structures doesn't have to be something like having a board of directors or having something that is bloated. It could be as simple as having like 2 or 3 advisory board members or people that are mentors to have like a second eye looking at your books, connecting you with people, and structuring the business in a way that you can take time off the business and the business can confidently run on its own without your interference. Then the second area I would look at is in terms of talents. So talent retention and talent acquisition. Nigeria as a country is, when running a business, talent is very critical because you cannot do the business on your own. However, there are 2 things: getting the right talents, keeping them, and at the same time ensuring that there is a form of transition within the business, that they are able to, those talents that you've employed are able to manage the business on your behalf while you face the critical things that a founder of a business is supposed to do. So I would say talent is a major area. Now to the part where you mentioned about finance, it's very correct when you said finance is not the major thing that you need to start a business. So if you'd ask what are the major things that you need to start a business, first things first, you need to find the customers. Because you cannot set up a business without knowing the customers that you intend to serve. So you don't set up a business with the hope that customers are going to come and patronize you. And in some cases, I currently manage a grants program called Kickstart Entrepreneurship Program. And we have partnership with SMEDAN, and the program is actually funded by the International Breweries Foundation. Now, we've seen cases I've been on the project for the last 5 years, And a little story, in a particular area, there was a particular lady that eventually got the grant. We roll out applications, have thousands of people apply, and at the end of the day, we pick 50 people who funds are provided to. Now, when it came to the point of disbursing the funds, at the point where we asked people to submit their account details, one of the beneficiaries now mentioned in the WhatsApp group that when she gets the money, she intends to put it into one of these network marketing business so that she can double the money and utilize the money for something else. So our objective of applying for the grant wasn't even to pour back the money into this business. Then we've had cases whereby people collect the money and they add the money to what they intend to use to relocate to another country. So at the end of the day, you're just giving money to people who are not really interested in starting a business. So we've had to put in structures in place, do a due diligence. So it's not just about telling them that they've been given the funds, but putting specific criteria in place to be sure that the people that we are giving the money to at the end of the day utilize the money for that business. Because when they set up the business, they are able to employ people. When they are able to employ people, it impacts on the families of those people, and at the end of the day, we just have a multiplier effect for that. Then I would say the last part I would probably have wanted to mention is in terms of having mentors. So a lot of people, so it also flows back to structure. So beyond just setting up your business, you need to find people who are well established in your area and find a way to connect with them. So a mentor-mentee relationship doesn't have to be a formal relationship, like saying, I want you to be my mentor and I'm going to agree to be your mentor. It will be something as informal as connecting with someone, telling them that, providing value to them, and the person asks that, what do you do? And the person might have one or two ideas on how to scale your business forward. You might even have experience in that line of business or areas of the business that you're having challenges with. So that's basically my own view. Thank you.
Please, let's clap for him. So I agree with the points, and I think I should add that a lot of founders have long throats. And, you see another founder, probably a fintech startup, and they're raising, big millions of dollars. And you in one corner of Lagos, you're like, if they can do it, I can do it. But the truth is that you now bring your whole idea outside of the people that you're servicing. So the entire reason why a startup is you're solving problems. So if you're not solving problems, you just, literally just fizzle out at the end of the day. And one other thing is founders don't know how to do the 0 to 1 growth thing. So you're starting the startup today, and tomorrow you want to, your monthly recurring revenue, you want it to be millions. I mean, Twitter is very, very crazy, in quotes. You see founders, they say, I just opened a software something. And you that you've been building for how many years, you're like, I can't even boast of 1 million naira in my account. So you want to do whatever it is that you're doing, forgetting the fact that they have a different market. Some of these businesses are truly not sustainable, right, on longer run, and they're not specific to the African startup space or the African consumer space. So, thank you. That would move me to our next question, right? So now we've had conversations like this where everybody is literally saying stuff. The ecosystem is filled with lots of information. And as a matter of fact, I feel like we might even have information overload, right, at some point. So, but let me ask, how can the government, private sector collaborate effectively to nurture a thriving entrepreneur ecosystem in Lagos? I know that Lagos State is really trying compared to other places. People are lucky. Come to Ekiti State. I hope my guys are not listening. You literally you don't have so much in terms of support coming from the government, and I think it's really cool for Lagos. But now, how can, a random Folashade in Ojota collaborate effectively with the government to reach out to a larger audience and all that?
All right, I'm going to answer the question. I'm not from Lagos State, though, but I want to quickly tell you a story. I served under the former Commissioner for Finance, Ogun State. And I was in charge of entrepreneurship. We run SMEs. He has a private firm, so I was one in charge of entrepreneurship there. And we wrote a letter. They have some issues, maybe at the aspect of SMEs, you understand, giving out loans, not returning it, this and that. So they are looking for the perfect solution to it. So we drafted our proposal to the government, this and that. So after doing all those things, I went to meet him in his office. Said, sir, I'm done with everything. I said, they have seen it. I've sent it to him via mail. So he said he read everything. I said, okay, sir. Sir, you are the, he said I should go. He said I should go. I said, go to where, sir? He said I should go to the office, I should go to Ministry of Commerce. And I said, sir, I don't know anybody here. I am driving at a point. I said, I don't know anybody here. He was so mad at me. He said, must you know somebody before you approach the door? I was like, he said, you should have the boldness. You are the one that drafted this proposal. You have the key in your hand already. Approach the door. I was like, you know, government now, if you don't, like, the sense that we have as youths, like, if you don't know somebody, especially in Nigeria, that if you don't know somebody, you cannot have your way. Like, the way students will say that, I need to more way. Abento more way. No more way. So I have to use that in my language. You understand? So, and I took up that proposal. I drove down to the ministry, and I told them, so we have this from this complaint, not knowing that they knows the name of his complaint. But he did not ask us to mention his name there. He gave me that boldness that we can actually collaborate with the government in as much we have solution. How many of us have listened on radio, on television, that they will tell us that if you have one or two solutions that you can use to assist the government, bring it forth. But a lot of youth or a lot of startup or a lot of entrepreneurs, we don't have this boldness to approach the door. So we might have the idea, might have the business idea, but how many of us can do elevator pitch? I hope you understand what I mean by elevator pitch. How many of you can sell your idea in just 1 minute to an investor? So we need to have this boldness first. And I took up the proposal. I approached them, and they were like, okay, I should drop it. But he said, from where? I said, I came from so firm. He said, wow. I could not understand why they said, wow. Immediately, the receptionist said, okay, wait, I need to contact the commissioner on this. Just wait. I have to. And they told the commissioner, they said, please allow them in. Oga did not call anybody. Well, the boldness he has given unto me, I was asking that he should give me a contact. He said, no, you can approach it. You are the one that wrote this proposal. And fortunately enough, when the man saw everything, the way we presented it, and he was like, we are going to collaborate. Remember, I was just serving. And the collaboration started. We gave them solution. This is the way to solve problem. When you give out loan, this is the way to get it back from startup, this and that. So, in my own aspect, a lot of people have, there are a lot of ideas and there are a lot of funds available there. But we don't have the boldness to approach the door. Okay, just last 2 weeks, we were with Baba Obasanjo, former president of Nigeria, at OOPL. And we were privileged to meet the owner of Providence Bank. And the owner himself was telling us that, you see, there are a lot of youths that has these ideas. That he said there are a lot of money, or there are a lot of ideas. This man is, I'm not advertising for them, but I have to tell you with my experience, this is just, you can go online to check it. We had a program just last 2 weeks or thereabouts with Baba Obasanjo. And it was like there are a lot of funds there for startup that they wish to, especially in the tech industry, to support, but a lot of them, they don't know how to defend their proposal or boldness to approach the door. You understand? So what I want to bring out in this point is that a lot of us have business ideas, we have this, but let us also have this boldness to pitch our ideas, make research, and also collaboration is very, very key. You understand? We need to collaborate. If you see that maybe you are the one that have this idea, try as much as possible to find other people that are also in that niche of what you are doing. You might not be able to, what maybe 5 hands can open, the door that 5 hands can open. Are you getting? One hand might not be able to open it. But when they see that you collaborate, you come together, you'll be able to achieve it. That's my own contribution for now. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Diligent. I hope it's okay to call you that. So my question to Mr. Tosin is very, very critical, right? Because we're in the era of building in public. For those who do not know what building in public is it points, it's more like founder-led marketing, but people sharing their process online. I know some people, it's just WhatsApp that they used to post once the dream, daughter of Zion has woken up. That's the only thing you post on social media, but it has gone way beyond that. And people who are bringing solutions on board or solving problems are using that as a way to connect with the people that they are looking to service and the general public at large, right? So someone in, I don't know why I like making reference to Ekiti State. Someone in Ekiti State might be building a fantastic fintech product and everybody in Africa know about it, right? That's because we all have the world in our hands. So my question is really direct. So how crucial is effective communication and compelling storytelling is to the success of startups?
That's a very good question. And it's good because of the part where you mentioned storytelling. So I'll take a stab at it this way. There are 2 different businesses. So 2 different businesses can be serving the same markets. They can be serving the same customers. In fact, they can have the same similar solutions to the markets that they are providing to the customers. However, what differentiates, what would make one customer, what would make a customer or a user patronize or make use of a product and not go for the other one, even though they are serving the same, they are providing the same solution. The difference is in the stories. Humans like to be treated specially. They like to know that they feel special. So as businesses, we need to be able to communicate our stories on what we are trying to accomplish for the customer, the solution that we are trying to provide, and at the end of the day, what that solution does for the customer. So it's not just about the solution at the end of the day, it is how the customer feels when they utilize that solution. So stories are actually very important for businesses. And stories in the sense that everybody can go on social media and say, oh, our social media post is Motivation Monday, on Tuesday we do Flashback Tuesday, on Wednesday we spotlight someone and all of that. So everybody can do that. But what is that story that you are telling your user? What's that thing that you are telling your customers that would make them patronize you and not go to your competitor and utilize their product? So storytelling is actually very, very important. And beyond, you don't have to wait till when you have like a large user base or when you have a very high revenue before you start telling stories. Stories start from the day you launch. From day one is when you start telling the stories of how you are building your business, how you are able to, what your solution is going to do for the market, how you are able to prioritize your customers. So those stories are very important. And beyond telling stories about the organizations, founders or CEOs or business owners also need to be able to build their personal brand. And you can only build your personal brand through stories. So you need to be able to, your personal brand as a person impacts both positively and negatively on the organization. And when I mean by negatively, what I mean by negative is that So if there's something that, if a founder has like a bad PR, or there's something in the news that the founder has done something that is bad, automatically people associate that founder with that business and say, oh, this is the person that is leading the business, and this is what he's doing. So I would not want to patronize that business with the founder is associated with. A case in point, there was a particular fintech recently, earlier in the year, I think around H2. So in the past, the founder had been found wanting in an area. He took advantage of people who, the talents that were working under him, and at the same time, his attitude to responding to customers when they bring up issues to him wasn't very okay. Now, the company folded up and he founded another one. The second one was the fintech one. So when the fintech started having issues, people now started making reference that, oh, is another founder that I don't want to be associated with that business. I don't want to mention names, but anyone.
We know.
So you're like, no, I don't want to be associated with that business. Is that not how he stole the money in that other business? So he wants to come and steal this one again. Who are the people that are even investing in the business? Don't they do due diligence? So these are how stories go, and so these are how stories, people form opinions about your business. So from day one, you need to be able to take charge of that initiative, because if you don't tell your stories, people will tell the story for you. Yeah. So you need to be able to take charge of those stories and tell compelling stories at the same time that connect with customers, and at the end of the day, those customers will actually even be the one that are advocates and will tell other people about you, basically. Thank you.
Okay, to try to put context to what he has said, one typical brand that is currently doing that at the moment within the tech space, I will not call myself because I don't have pride, but right, this Full Gap, right? I mean, amazing guys. Everybody, even if you don't know anything about Full Gap, you know power to the creative one, power to you. If you're a freelancer, if you're not using Full Gap, you feel like the 1% outcast, right? So that's to tell you how much, and it's even cost effective, speaking from the PR side, because it's cheaper and it has lasting impression. Compared to when you have influencers talk about your brand. I mean, we've had influencers talk about brands and you see how it ends, right? So if you're building a brand, today is a good day to talk about it. When the host asked everybody to take pictures and post on their social media, everybody were like, oh, why should I do that? Why? This is part of personal branding, right? Everybody wants to see that if you're a founder, you go to places that gives you, an edge or an information edge over every other person. So if you've not posted the hashtags for the event alongside, your pictures, I don't know what to say. You can tag me anyways, the Media Queen on Twitter. So that will lead me to my next question, and it's to Mr. Diligence, right? So what are the most encouraging trends emerging in the Nigerian entrepreneurial landscape? We now have more businesses getting access to bigger funding, bigger markets. What's the emerging trends that is kind of promising for us now?
Yeah, thank you very much. Now, one of the trends that we have outside there is that if you notice, before, our parents always antagonize you starting up a business. They were like, to school, I want you to go to university, I want you to go to Polytechnic, go and read, go and study. I'm not asking you to sell this or sell that. That was then. Now we can see that a lot of youths, a lot of students, a lot of startups, a lot of entrepreneurs now are now looking towards starting up a business, even without even having a physical store or a physical shop. You can say a lot of people will post on WhatsApp now today that they are into this, they are into that. They are, marketing themselves using the aspect of digital marketing. You understand? So starting up a business is one of the trends, like the government are now starting to look into it that, wow, it seems entrepreneurship is the future. Like I always say, if you go on any of my social media posts, on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, no matter how I put the caption, you always see, I am Mr. Diligent. My ministry is entrepreneurship. Take it or leave it. It might not be now, but sooner or later, in this Nigeria, we will have ministry for entrepreneurship. And let me say it here today, by God's grace, I will be the first minister for entrepreneurship, Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is vision. Our government has started looking into it. If you Google search it now, we have entrepreneurship village at Ondo State. Presently, we went to Ondo State 3 or 4 years ago. We went to tell Akeredolu, the governor, then that, sir, entrepreneurs, this starting up a business for young entrepreneurs is the way out. And this man listening to us, and he gave us chance there. You can Google search it. Just yesterday, what is it called? Yesterday, the minister for information thereabout has just approved it and endorsed it also. We have an entrepreneurship village today now, which will be the first African Silicon Valley in Nigeria. Is at Ondo State. You can Google search it, entrepreneurship village, you will see it there. So our government are now starting to look at these opportunities. You understand? Now, apart from that, another trend is the aspect of technology. The aspect of technology, a lot of complaints, a lot of entrepreneurs are now using the internet to reach a lot of audiences, a lot of people. Now, let me also tell you part of my skill. I'm also a digital marketing consultant. So, in the aspect of social media marketing, a lot of startups are now using the aspect of Facebook, maybe sponsored ads, leveraging on a lot of audience to advertise their products. So it is not different. Before, you will need to tell somebody, fine, they still say word of mouth is still one of the best strategy of marketing your products. But now, in this digital aspect, using the internet is part of the trend that is helping businesses now. You understand? So apart from that, again, the aspect of collaboration, partnership, meeting people, and I'm impressed seeing it in this program. I've seen it in networking. Please, before we leave here today, you might not know, maybe the person sitting down beside you might be the person that will bring the next 10 million or $10,000 million of contract for you tomorrow. Ensure to network with one another. You understand what I'm saying? Ensure to network with one another, exchange contacts, because it might not be now, but for the future, a lot of business are there for us to do. Thank you very much.
All right. So our last question, I would like for us to just take 2 minutes. There are other questions, but I think this one is very important. So how can we effectively address the funding gap for startups in Nigeria and ensure that promising ventures, emphasis on promising ventures, not WhatsApp CEOs, promising ventures have access to capital that they need to flourish? So just 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay, so addressing the funding gap, I would say that the funds are available. It's waiting for, there are funds that are available waiting for people to just access them. So first things first is, what's it called? Getting young people or people who are interested in business to access this information and provide the relevant documentation to be able to access it. And when I say funding, funding doesn't necessarily have to be like investments, or venture capital funds. So you have what's it called, grants that you can apply for. You can walk up to, there are banks that have entrepreneurship decks that you can walk up to and ask them for funding. Then you also have the venture capital area that you can access funds from. So what I feel like as entrepreneurs, as someone who has managed an entrepreneurship program for a while, what I feel that people lack in this area is you have ideas, right? But a lot of these people, beyond just having an idea, see how to, either execute or implement a little version of that idea so that you have like a proof of concept. So people are not just, you're not just telling people I have an idea that they can come and invest in. You are showing them that you identify the market. This is what you are currently doing. And it doesn't have to start as something big. I believe there are students that are in the room here. Even from our classmates, actually the best place to start a business is from the school. Because you have access to your classmates who can be your first customers or your first users. They will be the ones to first of all test your product. And they don't have to shy away from giving you honest feedback that, boy, this is your product, so they do no good. So you can use that to improve. So by the time you use like 4 years or 3, 4 years, 5 years in school, and you get out there, you already have like a refined version of your product or the business that you're doing. Then when you are seeking for external funding, even if you don't, you have like a concept that you can pitch that, oh, you've done this and this and this, and this is what you've been able to do. Now you need this investment. Now, even that business that you did in school doesn't have to actually have been successful, because what a lot of people who invest in businesses look out for is not just what you are currently doing, but what have you also done in the past. So your business failing, there could be a lot of reasons that it had failed, government policy, a lot of all those things. So, but the people who invest in the founders and not just the business, basically.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Diligence, before the host throws us out, 1 minute. How can we effectively address the funding gap for startups in Nigeria?
Yeah, addressing the startup gaps.
1 minute, sir.
In the aspect of, he has said it.
All right.
But I would like to inform us that the grants are there. And there is money in this country. There is money in this country. The grants are there. Ensure to, once you have your business idea, you are sure of this business, you have collaborated, you have partnered, ensure to do what? Take your business proposal directly to banks, directly to, you can even apply for this Smidan opportunity that is going presently. At least, that means the 5 billion naira or thereabout that they have released, you can have an opportunity there to be granted. You understand? So ensure to have that. I will still go back to what I always say. I don't want to be talking about business idea. A lot of people have business idea, but the boldness to approach, they don't have that boldness. But I want to give you that boldness today, that it is because of you they are sitting down in that office. You will see that they don't have work to do. The civil servant might just be talking in the office. It is because of you they are sitting there in the office. So ensure to have that boldness. Pick up your proposal. If you have left it somewhere, go and take it, pick it up, collaborate. And I want to assure you, you are going to get a yes. And listen, if you don't get a yes, continue. Listen, it might not come at once. I have to tell you, the journey is not easy. But if you keep on getting no, your yes is near. I am Mr. Diligent, and my ministry is Entrepreneurship. Thank you.
All right. So for those, this is not an advert. The founders are just my friends, and I love what they're doing. So if you're looking to raise funds, you can check Angels Radar on Twitter. Their website is there. You can always apply. I mean, if you tell me about it and your idea looks good, I can put in a good word for you. What they do is they link startups to investors, and the entire process is really short and quick. You get your check, and you're good. Thank you very much, our guests, for doing this with us. I hope you had a nice time. Oh, we're supposed to take pictures. I love you, celebrities.
All right, it is at this point I would say, let me join the picture. Yes, they said they are future ministers of Nigeria, Minister of Entrepreneurship. Because of you, they will create that office.